Hi viewers, and welcome to Vox Singing Academy's Laryngitis Diaries. This is proudly brought to you by Vox Singing Academy and the Ultimate Online Singing Course. If you want singing lessons online, please check out the Ultimate Online Singing Course at www.voxsingingacademy.com, or if you want lessons with our fantastic establishment and teachers, please look up www.voxsingingacademy.com.au, and that's even if you want online singing lessons. We can help you out with that anywhere in the world as well too. If you want in-studio lessons, please let us know and we can definitely help you out at our numerous studios that we have here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. This is a series and I'm actually on day 7 now, so I am on the Sunday of the Laryngitis Diaries. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a recap about what the Laryngitis Diaries are. I contracted laryngitis, and laryngitis is an infection or inflammation of the larynx, which is the voice box. And I just thought that it would be a great series for anyone that has contracted laryngitis, and especially a singer, because it's a very scary time to completely lose your voice, especially the first time that it happens. This, unfortunately, is the 4th time that it's happened, and it is only the 4th time that I've had time off work. And I hadn't contracted laryngitis for probably about 13 or 14 years. I remember my oldest daughter was quite young when I contracted it, and she's nearly 16 now. So it's been a long, long time. But I just thought that this would be a great series just to show anyone that's got laryngitis, but especially singers, how long it's going to take before you can go and completely sing again and do everything that you used to do before you contracted laryngitis, because it doesn't come back quickly. But I'll just give you a very quick recap of what's happened over the last month. About 4 weeks ago, I did get a very light sore throat. So I had what we call pharyngitis, which is just an infection at the back of my throat. So just up here was hurting. And then it turned into a sinusitis, so I actually got sinusitis, and I went to that was the week after. I went to the doctor. They put me on a very short course of amoxicillin, and that cleared that up straight away. Probably in about 4 days, it was completely gone. I had probably about a week or so when I felt really good, and then last Tuesday, so I'm talking a complete week and a half ago, I started to get a scratchy throat. So right at the very top of my throat, I felt like it was scratchy. And then on the Wednesday, I felt like it was more painful. Just felt like I just had pharyngitis again. On the Thursday, I didn't feel great on the Thursday. I started to feel quite listless and tired on the Thursday. And I felt that in the afternoon, I felt like there was a lump. When I swallowed, there was a lump in my throat. And this got worse as the day went on. So at the end of the day, it felt like it was like a golf ball, basically. And then I felt okay. I was just feeling a bit listless. So the next couple of days, the Friday was pretty much the same. And then the Saturday night, I went out on the Saturday night, and I felt that my voice, as I was out speaking on the Saturday night, my voice was getting less and less and less, and it was actually getting huskier and huskier. And I thought that it might have been because I was actually seeing some bands that I was speaking over loud volume. So I actually left early and went home. And I didn't have a great deal of voice on that Saturday night. I probably then, already on the Saturday night, probably lost at least the top third of my range. So my falsetto and my top range was gone, and my voice was very husky. The next day, I woke up and I had no voice. It was completely gone. It was like this. I actually had to send some voice memos out, and I had to really whisper really quietly. So I had a whisper voice, so it was like this. But I had no voice at all. It wasn't a true voice like this, it was a whisper. Now, I monitor my voice and my body the way that I'm feeling all the time. It's something that I really pride myself in. I'm extremely fit, extremely healthy, and I like to get the most out of every day to be the best person that I possibly can be, but to enjoy life to the best of its ability. And best of my ability, sorry. So I really try to monitor my health and monitor the way that I'm feeling, and I listen to my body. And I didn't feel great on the Saturday, and actually on the Saturday before I contracted laryngitis, I did go to the doctor, and the doctor said, no, go away, you've got a virus, everything looks red, everything's blocked up. I had really blocked up ears actually. That was one of the first signs. When I get a cold, I get really blocked up ears straight away. And it makes it very difficult to sing because it's harder to pitch. It's like you're singing underwater, basically. But I did go to the doctor, and the doctor basically said, no, you're fine, go away, your throat's red, there's inflammation, there's phlegm, you're all blocked up. Vitamin C, rest, rah, rah, rah. And, the doctor was wrong, and she was wrong. I felt that I was coming down with something, especially with the lump in my throat. It felt like I was getting worse and worse from that time. Normally if I start to get sick on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, I'm starting to feel better by the Saturday. Generally 3 or 4 days later, I'm starting to feel better. It's not getting worse, but it was gradually getting worse. So that's why I did go to the doctor. So you can't always believe the doctor or doctors. A lot of them don't really care. A lot of them, and this particular lady didn't. And I don't have a regular doctor because I don't get that sick, but this lady she's awful. Absolute a disgrace of a doctor. Never gives me anything. Always basically says go away. And I've had other ailments besides a sore throat that she's looked at, and then I've had to go and get scans and get things removed from my body 6 months or a year later about this particular person. So maybe I should report her to the medical board or something like that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm sure that she'll get found out herself. The next day I went to a fantastic doctor when I lost my voice. I went to an absolutely fantastic doctor, and it was really great to go to that doctor, and I've kept his name, and he was really interested in myself, and he actually spoke to me for about 5 or 10 minutes before he even examined me, asked me questions about my life, my lifestyle, what I do, and different things like that. And then he examined me. He said that I have an upper respiratory infection that's causing the laryngitis. So that's why I was very disappointed with Saturday's outcome, because I did actually ask for some antibiotics. I felt that I was getting sick, and they didn't give me antibiotics, but I was very lucky to get onto antibiotics, which I'll show in my first clip that I'm about to play here. And the rest is basically all documented now, and I'll just briefly go through that. No voice on the Sunday. On the Monday I didn't teach, and I didn't have much voice at all, and it basically progressively got better and better. The first part of my voice that I got back was my falsetto, so my artificial voice. I got that back firstly, but you'll hear I go into quite a lot of detail about what I'm actually feeling and what I get back, and the breaks and the different things in my voice. And you'll hear my voice. It's not great at all. And please, I can't say, if you've got acute laryngitis, please do not even speak, because you can damage your vocal cords because they're inflamed and they're infected on both sides, and you're basically banging them together. And please, if you're going to sing, just use the parts of your vocal cords that you can sing with. And that's why every day I was assessing how much voice I had, and I wasn't using any parts of my voice that I felt were going to cause more damage or weren't operating properly. So as I said, on the Monday I completely cancelled. On the Tuesday I had a half a day. And on the Wednesday I had a 3/4 day, and again I still wasn't great on the Wednesday, but I just used the parts of my voice that I could use, and it's taken an even 7 days, exactly 7 days for it to come back with the medication that I was on, and also vocal rest and not doing too much singing and scaling. I really hope that these videos help you out, and I'm sure that they will. I think they're a great case study, and people can always refer back to these in the future. And enjoy. Okay, much love. Take care. Bye bye. Hi there, Peter from Vox Singing Academy here, and this segment is proudly brought to you by the Ultimate Online Singing Course. Check it out. It is at voxsingingacademy.com. Today I am shooting a video here where I don't particularly want to shoot this video, but I thought that it would be very informative for anyone that's contracted laryngitis. Now, unfortunately, I have got laryngitis. Now, the meaning of laryngitis, any itis means inflammation, basically, and obviously laryngitis means my larynx, my voice box, is inflamed, meaning it's infected. Just to give you a bit of a run through over the last couple of weeks, I was sick about 3 weeks ago, where I did have an upper respiratory infection. I did go into antibiotics for that, and I did clear it up, and I had about 1 week or 2 weeks where I was good. And then last Wednesday I started getting a sore throat. I thought that I had pharyngitis, which is normally what I normally get when I have a sore throat. And I was getting that actually last Tuesday, and it really kicked in on Wednesday. Then I just had a sore throat for a couple of days, and I thought it was pharyngitis. But then on Saturday I felt that my voice was diminishing, and I felt like I had a lump in my throat right here. And I was actually, when I was coughing, I was actually feeling pain from here to here from my bronchi tube, from my larynx through my bronchi tube. It was actually hurting. It was a sharp jabbing pain when I was coughing. So that's always a sure sign that you have an upper respiratory infection. And if you've got an upper respiratory infection, it can always spread up and turn to laryngitis, which unfortunately it has. I did go to the doctor on Saturday, and they basically shooed me away and said, you've got a virus, but there's nothing much we can do about it. And just take vitamin C and rest. So I did. But on Sunday, I woke up pretty much with no voice. So I'm going to be keeping a daily recap of how my laryngitis is progressing day to day. So I'm going to call this day one, though really technically of this video, my laryngitis started yesterday, pardon me, which was on Sunday. And I had acute laryngitis, so I had no voice at all. I couldn't speak. My voice was like this. So that's what I had yesterday. So if you do ever have acute laryngitis, please, singers, do not speak at all, because what's happening is both of your vocal cords, when you speak, they have to vibrate together very quickly. And if they're both infected, it's like if you had two infected hands and you're clapping. You're going to cause damage to them. So I highly recommend not to speak if you ever have acute laryngitis. I was meant to be teaching here today at my Carnegie studio, and about an hour ago I tested out my voice, and I don't really have much of a voice to sing, so I cancelled all of my classes here today. So that's what this video is about, is to give you a day-to-day recap, a daily diary of the next week, or maybe even two, until my voice completely heals up. Now, yesterday when I did have acute laryngitis, I had a few social events that I had to go to, and I cancelled all of those, and I went to the doctor, and a different doctor, and he was absolutely fantastic. And he said that I had an upper respiratory infection. I don't know why the first doctor on Saturday, only 24 hours beforehand, didn't say that either, when I was coughing up a lot of green phlegm and told him my same symptoms. This doctor has put me on to Zithromax 500 mils. Its proper name is azithromycin. Now this is apparently, it's only 3 tablets, so it only comes with 3 tablets. And I'm on day 2 of this now. And this is meant to be an it's meant to be a steroid plus an antibiotic. That's what the doctor told me. So I'm going to see how this goes, and I will test it out. Now, I have had laryngitis before. I've had laryngitis about 13 or 14 years ago. And I had laryngitis in my whole life. I've had it 3 times where I haven't been able to sing, so this is the 4th time. When I did have laryngitis all of the previous times, I have gone to the doctor, and I have got a penicillin shot in the backside, and I've taken very strong antibiotics, and generally 2 to 3 days later I've had about 90% of my voice back, so I was back teaching about 3 or 4 days later. And so we'll just see whether that is a little bit different, because as I said, I normally get the penicillin shot in the backside, and I did ask for one, but the doctor said that this is a better form of antibiotics, because there's only 3 tablets, but apparently they last for 10 days. So it stays in your body working for 10 days. But yes, so right now I woke up and I had a little bit more of my voice. Now I'm speaking very passively compared to what I normally speak, but you can still hear my voice is no good. And as I go up higher, it starts to lose its quality. It gets thinner. So when you have laryngitis, being a singer or anyone, please only use the part of your voice that's working, okay? Don't go up and sing anywhere else. I'm actually going to go through a scale here, and I'm going to do this every day, and you're going to see the difference every day as my voice progresses or possibly gets worse. But you're going to see what my voice is doing and what it's not doing. I ran through a little bit of a test about an hour ago, and I didn't have much true voice at all. Remember, you have 2 sets of vocal cords, your true cords, which are down here in your larynx, and your false cords, which are at the top of my Adam's apple. Females don't have Adam's apples, but they're at the top. You see my falsetto, wee, at the top, true voice, down the bottom here. When you do get laryngitis, the first couple of days, it feels like there's a big lump here, and it actually hurts, like right here, and it will hurt to speak. So yesterday I was trying to speak, and it was actually hurting here. It was like a sharp pain. As I said, 3 or 4 days before that, I was getting a sharp pain in my bronchial tube. And the last couple of days I've been coughing up a lot of really bright green phlegm and chunks of it that have been sitting on my cords. So if you're getting rid of any phlegm that's coming up, that's always a sure sign that you have an infection, and it's best to get onto antibiotics straight away, whether it be sinusitis, pharyngitis, bronchitis, laryngitis. If you're coughing up any phlegm, please go to the doctor and try to get rid of it straight away, especially if it's an upper respiratory infection, because this could hang around for a long time. Now, if you are a singer, I would recommend to try to talk as little as you possibly can, even if you have got some voice. So I know I'm speaking now, but I'm not going to be doing much speaking for the rest of the day. You can hear the quality of my voice if you look at my other videos. The quality of my voice isn't the same at all. It's a lot lower, so my voice can go very, very low. And it burns, 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 burning ring of fire. I feel I always need to clear it. It feels like there's gunk on there, and there obviously is. But anyway, just back to what I'm doing here after messing around with. If you have got laryngitis and you're a singer, try not to speak. Speak as little as you possibly can. If you need to speak, try to find where your voice is sitting really well, and try to just speak there as quietly as you can. Because if you start to go louder, you put more pressure on the vocal cords. So I know that they say whispering, but I actually find whispering like this is actually easier for my voice when I've got laryngitis, even though it dries it out a lot. Now, I highly recommend that when you have laryngitis, is go to the doctor straight away, ask for a penicillin shot, get on the strongest antibiotics that you possibly can. Don't start singing until your voice is completely healed. So I'm going to go through my voice here, so you're going to see what my voice is like. And we're going to see the progression over the next couple of days. And I might start teaching tomorrow if my voice is okay, but we're going to see how it goes. But I always start off with the exercise. And with the exercise, your voice will generally stop if the vocal cords are swollen or inflamed, or if you have laryngitis. So I'm going to start down here. I'm having a lot of trouble controlling my top notes already. It feels like my voice is doing this. More so when I used to do this, it used to feel like so it feels like it feels wobbly. Okay, I'm going to keep going up, and we're going to just hear the sounds and see what happens with my voice. I'm not going to push it so that I'm going to damage my voice. It's the last thing I want to do, because I want to be teaching hopefully in the next couple of days, but I'm not going to push it. I'm just going to see how much I've got, so we can critique my voice over the next couple of days with this little experiment here. Now, sorry, I'm doing my warm up which is, as I said, it's a fantastic warm-up, and it's very passive and it's very light yoga for your voice. With the burble or baby buzz, it's very aggressive. You have to go a lot louder and do a lot more force and give it to the chords. And it's a lot louder volume, so you can cause more damage to your voice. You definitely don't want to be singing when you've got laryngitis. If you're in the middle of a tour, you have to stop. You have to cancel the tour. Greta Van Fleet were playing this year and he had laryngitis and he had to cancel the tour here in Melbourne, unfortunately. But you don't want to be singing or pushing your voice because you're going to cause damage, and because both of your vocal cords are infected. It's like banging them together and they can hemorrhage, and you can develop hard tissue scarring on both of the cords. So you do not want to sing when you've got laryngitis at all. I'm not going to be singing. I'm just going to show you what parts of my voice are working and not working and the control with them. Okay, I'm going to keep warming up here with the warm-up exercise. My ears and everything are blocked up, so I'm having a lot of trouble hearing the piano. I'm trying to keep the piano as quiet as I can so that the camera is going to pick up more of my voice. As you can hear there, it's starting to lose, it's starting to break. I'm going to do it without the piano. My voice is starting to go into falsetto. I'm going to try to flip it to falsetto. I'm going to keep it all in falsetto now. It feels like I'm really labouring to get this sentence, and this is only in the lower part of my range to do with this exercise. I normally go all the way up to here with my exercise, my exercise, so I'm really labouring to get this. It feels like it's actually 3/4 of the way up my range already. I'm having to nearly sort of push this a little bit, like it's nearly to the top of my range. So I'm going to sneeze. Feels like I'm going to sneeze. Pardon me. Sorry guys, I am really sick and I'm not feeling at all great at all. But I'm just hoping that this video is going to help and answer a lot of questions for people that have ever been knocked out with this, because this is a singer's worst nightmare, is to have this. And I'm really looking forward, and I appreciate to get back to singing and teaching again. I think when you have these bad moments in your life like this, when you have something that's crappy that's happened, it really makes you appreciate what you've got once you've got it back again, and that's especially with your health. Now it feels very staccato, like it's skipping. That's it. My voice is starting to cut out then, and that's exactly the same place it cut out. So my voice isn't going to high G. Normally that's G above mid C. Sorry, not high G. Normally my voice goes to high G above high C. So I've lost a complete octave here already. Giving it a little bit more now. So I'm kind of not forcing it, but I'm giving it a lot more support and more volume, twice as much volume as what I was doing, maybe 8 or 9 scales lower. Yeah, my voice is missing here. Totally not there now at the top. You can hear that. I'll go 1 or 2 more. You can clearly hear that. I'm going to come back down. Now, if you're hearing this in your voice and you're doing this scale, guys, you've got to stop. Don't do any more. Finish it up. But you can hear that's in my voice. I'm going to take this back again just so that you can get an example here again. But this is not healthy for your voice. This means my vocal cords are that fat and actually coming together and not vibrating. They're stiff because they've got obviously a lot of phlegm and a lot of inflammation and phlegm on there, and it's like a raw cut. If my hands were cut, it's like a raw cut. But I'm going to go back up here with no piano so you can hear it again. It's very, very sticky. It's staccato. That's about it. My voice is missing on the top notes. Halfway through. It's not working at all up there at the top there. So that's what the beauty of this scale is as well too. It will expose when you've got some swelling or laryngitis with your vocal cords. So that's the warm up. And I haven't got acute laryngitis anymore. I can still speak, but it's really labouring for my voice. It actually hurts my voice to speak, so I'm not going to do much speaking for the rest of the day. I'll actually probably edit this video. But I'm going to give an example of my falsetto now, my falsetto chords, and we'll see how much we've got. Then I'm going to give an example of my true voice vocal cords and see what we've got. So I'm just going to have a drink. I'm always drinking warm fluids. Even if I'm not sick, I've always got a flask. When I finish this, I will tell you what I'm actually taking and doing to help my body get rid of this laryngitis. Anyway, let's see how we got this falsetto. Wee, wee, wee. And my falsetto is very husky, very unclear. Normally this is beautiful and crisp and clear, and it's just really husky. Wee, wee, wee. And it feels like I'm singing off pitch. It feels like I can't get pitch with my falsetto here. Wee, wee, wee. I actually have to give it a little bit more power to get the top notes. Wee, wee, wee. I can't go higher. My voice won't let me go high here. Wee, wee, wee. I have to really push it to get it. Wee, wee, wee. Yeah, it feels like I'm not changing key. Wee, wee, wee. Hitting a bit of a sweeter spot here with my voice. Wee, wee, wee. It's actually hard. It was harder to sing down low when I first started. Wee, wee, wee. Wee, wee, wee. It's actually feeling better as I'm going toward the top. So my laryngitis mustn't be at the top of my falsetto range. It's at the bottom because I was having a lot of trouble getting it and activating it down low. Wee, wee, wee. It's still not working. It's still very flat. Wee, wee, wee. It's about as high as I'm going to go. I'm not going to push my voice much more. Wee, wee, wee. But I'm going to come down low. I'm going to see what I've got down low here. Wee, wee, wee. It just feels like my voice is very fat. Wee, wee, wee. And my falsetto is super airy. Wee, wee, wee. Wee, wee, wee. So like it feels like there's a lot of air passing through my vocal cords because they're not coming to get a flush. They're like perforated, and it's letting a lot of air come through when I'm actually pushing them together. This is like having two hacksaw blades, and you put them together. There's going to be a gap between them. So that's exactly what's happened to my voice at the moment. If you go to any of my falsetto exercises on my 5-Minute Singer Ask Vox Singing Academy channel, you hear my voice is beautiful and clear here in falsetto, and it's not. I'll keep going. Wee, wee, wee. It's really airy. Wee, wee, wee. Wee, wee, wee. It's just not great there at all. Okay, now I'm going to start in true voice down low. I'm going to see what happens with my true voice here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do a triad starting super low, so I'm not going to push my voice too hard here at all. There's no tone quality. I can feel there's a lot of phlegm on there. It's an awful tone. Having a lot of trouble controlling it. I'm keeping it as broad as I can. Hear my voice cracked at the top. I'm trying to support my stomach, so I'm taking the strain off here. My vocal cords don't even sound like they normally do. This is quite embarrassing actually, this sound, but as I said, my vocal cords are very, very sick and inflamed. A really strange sound. I normally have a very clear, beautiful, crisp sound here. I'm not going to push my voice anymore because I'm actually afraid that I might damage it if I push it more. I think I probably have about 3 or 4 more notes there, but the quality of my tone's just awful because they're perforated and there's a lot of phlegm and probably pus on my vocal cords at the moment. So I'm going to, I'll check in tomorrow and I'll do a daily recap, but then I'm also going to put all the videos all together at the end as well too. So what I'm also doing is I'm having hot fluids. I'm staying in a very warm environment all the time. I'm sleeping with the heater on. I'm steaming. I have a humidifier, so I'm steaming. Hot showers are great. I'm feeling a lot better, which gets rid of a lot of the gunk. I'm taking a lot of vitamin C, a lot of garlic, warm tea, honey, and I'm resting. I'm resting my vocal cords. I won't be doing anything for the rest of the day until I come back here tomorrow and see how my voice is going. So I'm going to come back here live. I'm not even going to warm up tomorrow. I'll see how it's going because I need to see if I'm going to be able to teach at my Dandenong studio tomorrow. The way my voice is going and the way that these antibiotics are kicking in, I'm going to be saying I most probably won't be. There's a higher chance that I won't be teaching tomorrow if my voice is in this condition. I'm teaching at the Brunswick studio on the Wednesday and I doubt whether I'll be up for that either, but who knows, these might kick in and I might be sounding better shortly. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry about my lack of energy. But I don't feel great and I'm sorry about my voice, but I just thought that this is going to be very helpful for anyone that's got laryngitis because it can be scary, especially the first time that you've got it, to lose your voice, and very scary if you're a singer. Thanks for watching. Much love. Bye-bye. Hello viewers and welcome to day 2 of the Laryngeal Diaries and I'm feeling better today, not 100% at all. I feel that I've woken up and I'm feeling better than yesterday, probably about 30% better. I'm going to see how my voice goes. Still very congested. I coughed up a lot of phlegm this morning, so a lot of bright green phlegm was coming up from my throat that I was spitting out. And I felt a lot better after doing that, so I highly recommend trying to do that. It felt like there was a ball, like a golf ball, right here, and I've felt that probably since last Thursday. So probably for the last 4 or 5 days, I felt a lump here, and when I was spitting this phlegm out today, it felt like there was relief off my vocals, like there was a lift off there, and there was quite a lot of green gunk, golf size. Probably about as much as a golf ball. I know that doesn't sound great, but that's the fact of the matter, and I want to give you the facts here. So my voice is still, it feels like it hurts still here. There's a little bit of a pain right in my larynx. So I didn't teach yesterday. I had the day off yesterday, so I was taking care of bits and pieces, but I was resting a lot. I had a few naps yesterday and I didn't teach, and I try not to do much speaking at all, so I didn't do much speaking at all. I did have a meeting at the end of the night, but I didn't do much speaking at all, so I'm going to see how my voice is feeling today. Directly after this class I actually have a student who's an actor, and we're going to be going over phrasing for American and Australian accents, so I'm going to test my voice out, how it goes here today, and then seeing how this acting course goes. And then if I'm feeling okay, I will teach today I have already cancelled about half of my students today, so I only have my evening students. So I may go in and teach the evening. I did feel a lot better in the evening yesterday as well too, as in my voice felt freer after being awake for most of the day. I was steaming as well too most of the day yesterday and drinking hot fluids. Anyway, we're going to warm up here, and I'm going to warm up with the exercise. I'm going to start down low here. So this is technically day 2 that I'm filming of the Laryngeal Diaries, but really it's number 3 since I've had laryngitis, because I had acute laryngitis on Sunday where I had no voice. And then yesterday's video, which is the long one, and today's video. So we'll start down here with the exercise, and I'll tell you how I'm feeling. My ears are extremely blocked up. I can't hear anything. There's a bit of a buzz more so in my nose, but this lower end seems fine because my voice has dropped quite low. Now my voice between my transition, now my voice changes over here now between true voice and falsetto when I'm doing this warm-up exercise. And it seems like there's a big bridge between the two. Normally my voice is seamless from true voice to falsetto. But there seems like there's about probably a 2 or 3 note gap between my true voice to falsetto. So it seems like there's a speed hump or a break or a hurdle, a defined break, where normally I don't get that. So that's one thing that I'm finding here. It seems a little bit heavier, my voice. You can hear the defined break. I'll play it without the scale. So you can hear the defined break there. It's missing there. I'm going to do the whole scale now in falsetto to try to lift my sound up. It's a lot better when I try to pop my sound up all in the falsetto and not bring any of my sound down into my true voice. My voice seems to be lighter and going up. So I'm going to take the rest of the scale up here now in falsetto. So I highly recommend this with my little experiment there, is to try to, when you're doing this warm up, let it flip to falsetto as early as you can. My falsetto feels a lot lighter than what it did yesterday, and it sounded very heavy and husky, and like I couldn't sing it in pitch. I feel like I can sing my falsetto here in pitch. I'm having trouble hitting my first note. To land that feels like my note doesn't want to hit properly. Feels pretty free here, but I'm having trouble getting to my top notes. I'm struggling up top here. Yeah, it's total. I can't hit that high E there. That's better than yesterday. I'm going to come back down all the way through my range. Just not getting that top note. Having trouble landing my first note now around this area here. Trying to keep it all in falsetto for as long as I can. Putting my first note back in a true voice, and the rest of the scale, the major fifth, is all in falsetto. So I feel like I need to nail and get that first in true voice now, otherwise I'm going to lose control.
Again, my transition between my true voice and falsetto is very sketchy. Feels like there's a 2 or 3 note break or gap. The last 2 or 3 I've been going all in true voice, and it's a lot easier. So my gap between true voice and falsetto is very difficult. Now, because I'm having trouble with that, I'm actually going to do some true voice to falsetto exercises and see what my transitions are like between the two, just as an experiment. So I'm going to do the R-we scale. R's in true voice, we's in falsetto. R-we, ah, R-we, ah, R-we, ah. My R doesn't sound great. It feels like it's resonating in my head. Feels scratchy. Ah, we are. Ah, we are. Ah, we are. Ah, we are. I'm actually going to stop there because I don't feel like my true voice is reacting as well as what I like. So I'm going to actually just do some falsetto exercises and see what my falsetto's like. Wee, wee, wee. Sounds okay. Feels okay. Feels good. Trying to support with my stomach and make my neck, my voice do as little work as I possibly can. Wee wee wee, wee wee wee, wee wee wee. Felt like I had trouble getting to that top note now. Wee wee wee, wee wee wee. I'm giving it a little bit more. As I can go. It feels like my voice is stopping here. It is. That's as far as it will go. So my top range still isn't there. Normally I do about 3 or 4 more notes higher. I'm going to come down melodically. This is a lot easier on my voice. It's smoother on my voice more so than hitting the notes. I was doing the dynamic version, hitting the notes, because I feel like I can get my pitch better on when I hit notes. When I'm like this, I'm sliding through. Falsetto feels good. My falsetto is about the same as it normally is. I just about 3 or 4 notes less up top. Let's see how my true voice goes starting down low. Feels very unclear, feels like there's phlegm on it, feels like there's vibration, feels heavy, doesn't feel like I can sing as high even though I'm still in my low range. It feels really buzzy, doesn't sound like it's my voice. I'm going to change the pattern here so it's easy for me. Art, art, art. raise to the first note and slide down. It's like the Nike logo. Art, art, art. I'm really trying to put the sounds in my head, in between my ears. I'm having a lot of trouble here. I'm trying to unblock my ears. I'm supporting my stomach. I'm raising. Art, art. I'm trying to sing as light as I can. Art, art. I'm going to cry. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's about as far as I'm going to go. I've only got to probably G there. I'm not going to push it here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's give my last note. Very husky. I'm going to try to clean it up with more support and bring the volume down. Whoa, whoa. I really can't. Whoa, 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 whoa. It really feels good about there. My top range of my true voice doesn't feel great at all. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to teach. I'm going to see how I go through with this hour acting class. And my falsetto feels a lot better, but my true voice feels very way down and husky and doesn't feel great at all. I'm probably missing, realistically, 5 notes off my top range. So that's more than half an octave, so 2/3 of an octave I'm missing. And my voice doesn't feel that great after working it up there in my in my true voice there. It sounds quite husky. Anyway, guys, I'll check in next week on the I'll check in tomorrow on the Laryngeal Diaries, and I hope that I've helped. My true voice doesn't sound great here at all now. It feels quite husky after using my true voice then. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and I will check in again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hi there and welcome to day 3 of the Laryngeal Diaries. So I am checking in today on my 3rd day of teaching. I'm going to be teaching at the Brunswick studio today. I'm just about to leave for my commute to the Brunswick studio, but I'm here at my home studio in Carnegie, and I'm just going to see what my voice is like. I'm going to start with the exercise again. I'm going to work pretty quickly through this scale to save more time. Feeling a lot better down low and a lot lighter down low than what it has in the last 2 days. So got a really big gap, 4 notes, probably 3 or 4 notes between my true voice and falsetto here. There's no smoothness, it's normally smooth. It just completely locked up then. I'm going to flip it all to falsetto now to activate my falsetto. It's really out of control. So those probably 6 or 7 scales that I play there, completely out of control. Felt like I had no control over my voice at all. Meaning I still have laryngitis or swelling through that particular part of my voice, which isn't great. But that's probably the lower part of my voice or the middle part of my voice where it's not sounding great. There's absolutely no control at all. I'm going to keep going up and I'm going to come back down. We'll see how it goes. My falsetto seems to be fluent here, my lower part of my falsetto though. Bit sticky there, didn't land that first note. It's probably about a note higher than what I've been previously able to get yesterday. Got out to high E, still not great at the top, voice is not connecting, struggling towards the top. I'm going to come back down and see whether it's any better coming down. A lot of difficulty down low connecting my true voice to falsetto. Let's see how my falsetto is going. Wee wee wee, wee wee wee. Feeling pretty good. Wee wee wee. Not feeling heavy. Wee wee wee, wee wee wee. Starting to, I have to work it here a little bit now. Wee wee wee, wee wee wee, wee wee wee. Pretty good. Pretty much nearly got my falsetto right back there. Wee wee wee, wee wee wee. Struggling a bit at the top. Wee wee wee, 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 wee wee wee. 95% of my falsetto's back up there, which is good. Let's see how my true voice is going. It's a lot better than that was 2 days ago. I had no control around this area 2 days ago. Trying to raise up. So I'm not hitting any notes hard. I'm gonna go with a cry. My voice is a bit huskier on the cry. It's dropping it down on my throat a little bit more, doing a cry. So I'm going to revert back to the arts again. Still try to sob though. Arts, 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 probably only one tone difference today than what it was yesterday. So I'm going one tone higher. So I have got laryngitis. That just proves I've got laryngitis more so in my true vocal cords, not so much in my false vocal cords. All my false vocal cords are getting a lot better. I only got one note improvement. This is my last day of teaching. I only teach on Wednesday. I've got a pretty busy day. I've got a 3/4 day here. I'm going to take it as easy as I can and I'll report back in tomorrow and I'll tell you how I'm going. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Hey, and welcome to day 4 of the Laryngitis Diaries, proudly brought to you by the Ultimate Online Singing Course. My name is Peter Vox. I am the director of Vox Singing Academy, and I have had laryngitis for 5 days. My first day was on the Sunday, where I had no voice, I had acute laryngitis, and I have been doing a diary. This is now day 4, so this is now Thursday, when I've been recording these diaries. I did one on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is now Thursday. So I'm just going to quickly go through my voice and see how much more voice I have got since yesterday or even since Monday, and I'll give you a run through. I'm going to do my warm up on an octave, so it's going to be a lot quicker for us, so we can diagnose it a lot quicker. Normally I do it on a fifth, a major fifth. Normally I do it like this. This is a more safer way to do it as well too, as it is a major fifth, but my voice is feeling better now. It's also a lot more concentrated, so when you're warming up with the it's a lot better to do it in the fifths with the small increments. But I'm going to do it on an octave here. So between here, this is between my true voice and falsetto, there is still a substantial break, probably about 4 notes, 3 notes. There's a gap that's just missing. But it seems a lot lighter, a lot more fluent. Still a big miss, but a lot easier to sing than it has been the last couple of days. My voice is completely in falsetto now, so it's a lot easier. Pardon me, still very phlegmy. Having trouble landing the first note, my doesn't feel like it's hitting. It is a bit husky. It's not landing clean, but the movement in my voice is nice and fluent. So just to recap with my warm-up exercise, still a break in my lower range between my true voice and falsetto. Having a lot of trouble nailing getting my first note in falsetto at the top. Feels like there's the note, but it feels when I land on this note, it's like this, like this. That's what it feels like when I'm landing. But I'm getting it, I'm not getting it straight on. That's what I feel like I'm doing that on it. So there's still some swelling and infection up towards the top. I said I was on 3 days worth of antibiotics, and that finished on Tuesday, so it's now Thursday. I'm going to go with my falsetto. My falsetto is completely there, feels exactly the same as what it normally does. My falsetto is killing it, feels great. So I've got my falsetto completely back today. So that's now taken me 4 days. I know that with my previous cases of laryngitis, I know that both my falsetto and true voice came back at the same time. So this is a little bit different. So you might get different scenarios with this. Maybe you'll get your falsetto back before your true voice. Maybe you get your true voice back before your falsetto. But for me, I know last time by memory, and it was a long time ago, it was, the first bout that I had was probably 25 years ago, and the last bout was probably 13 years ago. So I can't really remember, but I do remember that I think they came back both at the same time. My falsetto is back there, sounding great. Let's go with my true voice. My voice is feeling good and clean up to here, which is the chord of G sharp. Other than that, my top notes are sounding and feeling husky, and they're feeling weighed down. Now I went to an A then, and I had to kind of push it to get my A. But normally I sing a C, C sharp, and a D. So I'm still quite a ways away from where I normally sing, but it is a big progression since Monday. And even yesterday and the day before, I know I was only about to sing, I think on the Tuesday, about to an E or an F, and yesterday to about a G or a G sharp. So it's going up, it's getting better, slowly but surely. So I think these might drag out for a little while, but I'm going to check in. I'm actually feeling a lot better. I was very hazy in the head and my body and headaches, but I'm actually feeling, it's the first day that I'm feeling better now, actually within my body. So fingers crossed, I'm going to be starting to feel better, but also get my full voice back. But I'm going to keep on dropping in here and until my full range is back, just to give you guys a full run through of laryngitis and how long it takes. Again, I did teach yesterday and I had a 3/4 day at Brunswick and I really took it quite easy. I was doing a lot of pitching, a lot of breathing, a lot of easier scales with my students. I was getting them to do a lot of singing, so we're working through a lot of songs. And if I was singing up high, I was giving them examples in falsetto. So I had a very controlled day yesterday, vocalizing. I wasn't pushing my voice up around the top end where I thought I was going to wear my voice out. But yeah, that was my day, a recap of my day yesterday. Today I'm in the office totally today, and I've got a bunch of meetings, but I'm not doing any singing today. So again, I'll check in tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye. Hi there, and welcome to Vox Singing Academy's Laryngitis Diaries, day 5. It is Friday here today. This is the 5th day that I've had some sort of voice back. I am physically feeling a lot better. My voice still feels a little bit phlegmy, but I'm going to go through the unwarm up doing octaves, and we'll see how it's feeling. So the break that I was getting between my true voice and falsetto is less pronounced today. It feels like it's only probably maybe a 1 note or 2 note gap where I felt like it was 3 or 4 notes before. I'm going to keep moving through this. Still feels very phlegmy up top, like I can't reach these top notes properly here today, so I'm very phlegmy today. Again, still having some troubles landing the very first note here as well too in my falsetto, so that feels my notes going to get that. My voice feels a lot better, not fantastic, not as fluent as what I would like down in my lower part of the range. Still having trouble nailing my first note and going very high up in my falsetto. So it's with this warm-up exercise. This warm-up exercise again is to suss out how much voice you have, and it's yoga for your voice. But I feel that this was pretty much saying that most of my voice was nearly back then. Let's see how my falsetto is going. Wee, wee, wee. Wee, wee, wee. Wee, wee, wee. changing my falsetto, full falsetto. Struggling a little bit up top. I've got some more phlegm today that feels like it's sitting on my falsetto vocal cords up here, more so down on my true vocal cords. Okay, let's see how I'm going with my true voice. Go with a cry. Ooh-ah, 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 ooh-ah. Voice not feeling clean or clear here in the middle part of to high part of my range. Ooh-ah, 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 my voice feels like it's got a lot of phlegm on it today. I went up to high C then. I'm pretty happy with that. I was really having to work to get those. I was nearly sitting a little bit underneath the notes. But I'm going to be saying that my voice is probably now, it's 5 days in. If I just got rid of a lot of this phlegm, steamed up, lots of showers, buckets of steam, I reckon I'll be right to go for a gig full bore and be able to sing anything and everything. At the moment, I would probably give it another 1 or 2 days before I went really hard with my voice again. But I'm feeling that my voice is feeling about 95% there, which is great. I'm super, super happy that I've got my voice back. And when you've got laryngitis, you really appreciate having your voice back. I'm going to check in again tomorrow to see how I'm going tomorrow. That will be day 6. So I'm sure that I'm fingers crossed that the voice is going to be feeling a lot better tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Hi everybody, Peter from Vox Singing Academy here, and welcome to day 6 of the Laryngitis Diaries. So I'm here on the Saturday, and I'm just basically just going to see how my voice is going to be sounding here today. I'll do the warm-up, starting out very low. It's feeling a lot better. It's not feeling heavy. I'm not feeling as phlegmy today, so we'll just see how it goes. So just through that lower section of that warm-up there, I feel a lot better. All the previous days there's been quite a substantial break. Starting off with probably 3 or 4 notes to start with, but it's been getting less and less over the last couple of days, but I didn't have any break there at all, and that was something that was happening every day. So this is the first day I don't feel any break. I'll continue up through my high range and see how it goes. Feels normal there, as 100% down in my lower range. My top range is completely back. It probably needs a little bit more warming up toward the top. I'll probably need another 4 or 5 more goes to completely feel really fluent up there. Feels great, feels beautiful at the top there. Voice is 110% back from my warm-up exercise. I'll just go with the wee falsetto exercise now and see how that's going. Wee, wee, wee. sitting in the right place, sounding exactly like it was when I was 110%. Let's go with my true voice, because that's what's basically been giving me a little bit of grief, is my true voice. My falsetto come back very early. Let's just see how this goes. Whoa. Feels like I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, but it feels like I'm struggling a little bit towards the top range, but I'm sure if I warm up a little bit more, I'll be able to get to my normal top range. So I'm going to continue going up toward the top and see how long it takes me to warm up in my top range here. Whoa, whoa. I'm trying to really place the sound in my soft palate as well, to getting it off my chords. Whoa, whoa. I'm sure if I went up another 3, 4, 5 more times, I'll be able to get that C. I went up to high C then, a lot easier. Normally I get high C quite easy, and I had to work to get it, but I'm sure that if I warm up, I don't want to take up your time, I'm sure that if I warm up, I will be feeling, I'll be able to get that as normal. So my voice, in my true voice, feels 97% there, 98% there. I'm sure with a good sleep tonight, it'll be 110%. So my voice is feeling fine. So that is a complete 6 days since I actually had it, nearly 7 days, because I had it on the Sunday. It's now Saturday. So it's nearly 7 days before I got my voice back, and that's after taking very strong antibiotics. And I did teach on the Tuesday, for half day on the Tuesday, and a 3/4 day on the Wednesday. I didn't do a great deal on the Thursday, Friday, as I was in the office. Had some very busy days though, in the office and doing some different things, seeing some bands and things like that. So it's been a very busy time. But that's how long it's taken me, with precaution, and my voice is great. And as I said, it was a very good case study from when I was singing through the days when I was singing very early on a Tuesday and Wednesday when my voice was still a bit iffy, not to use those parts of my vocal cords so that I wouldn't damage them. Thank you very much for watching the Laryngitis Diaries. If I could be of any help in the future, please let me know. Please subscribe to this channel and keep up with all of the updates that we basically have. And if you have any questions regarding laryngitis or singing, please let me know. It's been an absolute pleasure. Peter from Vox Singing Academy, at service for you all the time. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.